I'm going to show you how to repair shot elastic in one of the old style Fuzzi Bunz diapers. So what you need is a Fuzzi Bunz diaper, some 1/4 inch elastic, thread, safety pin, and needles and scissors. Now the way I'm going to show you is a simple way that is just takes a couple of minutes, and we're not going to take out the old elastic, we're just going to put some new elastic in on top. So the first step you would do is you take this diaper that has, this one's not horrible, but it's got pretty short elastic. And what you'd do, I've already done this, but you'd go ahead and about 1/2 inch from the end of where the elastic is in the leg, you go ahead and just make a little snip like that and try to just clip through the fleece and not clip into the elastic or anything else in there. And then you do the same thing over here on the other side. You just kind of push it and do a little snip like that so that you get open. You open up the fleece, but you haven't cut anything inside. Okay, now the next thing you do is you need to cut yourself a piece of elastic. Now the thing about these diapers is each one seems to be a little bit different because they're made by hand, and how they cut the patterns out can differ. So what you want to do is lay out your elastic kind of from each of the holes that you've done, and then you usually want to make it just, this elastic isn't totally dead, so you can see what I'm doing is I just want to make it a little bit shorter than that distance. I'm going to go maybe 1 inch shorter than the total distance. That's kind of up to you to figure out. Usually about 5 or 6 inches works, but you'll just want to see with your particular diapers. So I've already cut the length that I'm going to use here. And then what you do is you get a safety pin and you just kind of poke it through the end here. And then what can kind of help is if you fold it down like that, so you can drag it through better. And then you take one of these holes that you cut in your fleece, you just gently start pushing the safety pin through. And especially with this safety pin I have, it's a little bit of a weak one, so I have to work really hard not to let it open in there. But this is what you do. You just kind of start jiggling it through the leg hole until you get this end, so that it's pretty much all the way through until it's right at the end. Okay, and then you sew it in, and I'm going to show you how to do that, but I'm going to show you with the side. I've already pretty much completed that on this side. So what I've got here is I've already worked the elastic through, and I've stitched it in here. Now I'm going to show you how I stitch this in. I just get not too much thread, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches here. And then when you stitch, and you'll do this when you start too, what I do is I go through the elastic right here, and then there's a seam inside the fleece here, which you might be able to see, and that's where the cover of the Fuzzi Bun and the fleece and the elastic are all coming together in there, so it's a really good place to anchor onto. It's pretty thick. So I just kind of go through it and up, and it can be pretty thick. And I go through and I just leave about 2 inches of the tail of the thread on the other side. And then I come back up through the elastic. And then I normally go through about 3 times. Just kind of go through here again. It's a lot of layers. It can be kind of tough. Okay, so there's my second time through. Now I'll go through one more time. And this is exactly what I did at the other end down here when I started. Okay, so now that I've got that through, I've got that anchored on now, what I'm going to do is unhook the safety pin, and then I'm going to cut it off so that I only have about a 1/4 inch sticking out past the place I stitched. Don't want too much there. And now what you need to do is take the fleece here and open it up a tiny bit. Tweezers can sometimes help here. And just tuck that end of the elastic right into the fleece. Now I take the same needle that I've been using and I go in through where the elastic is and up through the fleece. And then I go over to the other side of the hole and in through the elastic and then up through the fleece. And I go back to the other side. And I keep going in through that hole and then up through the fleece, back and forth. Doesn't take too many stitches, maybe about 6 or 7 here. Back and forth. And then I'm still leaving this little tail out. Sometimes I have to go past it. Okay, and then just one more here. And what you can do is just leaving the needle on. You can just go ahead and tie those ends together. Like that. And cut it off. Okay, and now what you have is new elastic on top of the old elastic. And the old elastic is still in there, so it's a little bit thicker, but it'll definitely give you some more life to your fuzzy buns if the elastic is pretty short. Now another thing you can do on some of the fuzzy buns, the back elastic can go out too. So what you can do here is the exact same thing. You make a snip here, just kind of snip right there, and another one here, and then you just add another piece of elastic and thread it through. And in that case you might want to try to find a color of thread that matches your diaper, because there won't be a seam to anchor into like there is in the legs. So this is a simple technique to just help you add some life to your fuzzy buns by adding elastic to the legs.